everyone, I'm Cindy. I'm 54 this year. So I have the hemorrhoids and gastric problem. I have had gastric for 31 years, and it started when I was a student. Because back then I lived in a boarding school, and I would not eat the food that I don't like. I would be really picky about the food they prepare for us. So when I feel hungry, I would eat instant noodles, and I would just soak them in hot water for a while and eat them just like that. So when my gastric happens, I couldn't eat spicy food, fried foods, or soda. And if I do eat those, it would hurt for about 2 to 5 days. And no medicine could help resolve the pain. So the only way I could ease my pain was to stick my finger down my throat and force myself to throw up some yellowish liquid. And after that, my stomach wouldn't hurt anymore. So I would always use this method to ease my pain, and I wouldn't eat any medicine because no medicine could help me. So as for hemorrhoids, I had it for 18 years. It happened when I gave birth to my second son because he was big in size and I was tiny in figure. So my baby was really big. So when I was pushing my baby out, I pushed too hard, which made my hemorrhoid bulged out about 1/2 inch. If I get really heaty or I eat spicy food, the hemorrhoids will start hurting, and it would be really inconvenient for me to stand or sit. So what I have to do is use my thumb to push the hemorrhoids back in, and sometimes it would bleed too. So when it bleeds, I would use the menstrual pads. So that's what I do when my hemorrhoids bulge out. So one day, my friend knew about my problem. So because I told her about it, so she told me that there's actually this thing that you can eat. And I was like, no, I'm not going to eat any supplements or any medicine because nothing worked for me. I ate too much of it. I don't want it anymore. But then my friend was like, no, just give it a try. It's really good for you. So I was like, are you sure? Are you sure this would help me? Because I've eaten a lot and nothing worked. But then my friend was really persistent. So I told my friend, okay, if this thing could help resolve my problem, I'll join you and help those who had similar conditions as mine. So my friend was like, okay, no problem. You buy it and I'll give you about 20 tablets as a gift. So because I didn't know how effective this spirulina was, how effective it was, so I only bought a small bottle. So actually because this health condition had been with me since forever. So I wanted to be resolved quickly. So I eat a lot at once. So I would eat 1 capful of spirulina each time. I would eat 1 capful in the morning and 1 capful at night. So I just finished consuming all the spirulina that I bought. It was Chinese New Year, and there was this open house party where there are lots of good food, like fried food, spicy food. And then I didn't care, so I just eat everything that I'm not supposed to. So after eating it, I was prepared to undergo the pain, and when that happens, I would have to eat medicine for my gastric and my hemorrhoids. But then it was really miraculous because after eating 19 days of spirulina, my hemorrhoids and gastric never occurred, even though after I ate those spicy soda and fried foods that I'm not supposed to eat. So I told myself that, okay, ELKEN spirulina is truly a really good supplement. And I told my friend that this thing that she introduced to me was really good. And then, so my hemorrhoids and gastric was resolved. And so I also have I also have had hemangioma for 15 years. So in these 15 years, during my monthly menstruation, it would last for a month or 34 days continuously till perhaps 38 days even. So that causes my blood level to be really low, and it was as low as 5.8 because I was lacking blood. But even so, I was still going to work normally, and I look really pale. My friend would ask, "Hey Cindy, why do you look so pale but still so energetic?" I told them that I have insufficient blood because I have hemangioma. So my friend would tell me to go to the doctors, but I'm like, "No, this is my doctor," and I took out my spirulina. The doctor told me that my hemangioma was getting larger, so I had to go for surgery. So I had the surgery on January 5th, and just after 6 hours of the operation, I was full of energy again. And everyone was really surprised. Everyone was like, "Hey, you just had an operation. Why are you so energetic?" And then I was able to get up and make myself a cup of Milo. And then so I told them that I'm eating ELKEN spirulina. And they're like, "Oh, you're eating ELKEN spirulina." So after discharge from the hospital, I went back home. I was resting at home for a week, and after a week, I was able to get up and go get some groceries myself. So I had the energy to drive by myself. And just after 2 months, I was able to return back to my office for work. So I went back to my workplace, and it was really creepy. It was really scary because my coworker, who was in the same office as me, and we would eat together and chat together without having a mask on, and our desk is only about an inch away from each other. But then she was tested positive for COVID. So I went to have a swab test, but then it came out negative. So that time I haven't taken my vaccine yet. Another time was when after my second dose of vaccine, I was very sick. And at night, I had a fever, and I was having chills. I was shivering. My body was really hot, was really warm, but I was shivering. So I ate ELKEN spirulina, 1 capful of spirulina, and I drank 2 ampules of Kington. And so I began to sweat, and after that, in just 4 hours, my fever died down and I was feeling at ease again. So in this August 27th, another coworker of mine in the same workplace was tested positive for COVID again. But I wasn't as scared for the second time. I was more relaxed because I know that I have ELKEN spirulina that would strengthen my immunity, so I replenished a lot on that. And my result came back negative as well for the second time. So I'm really, really fortunate to be able to come across ELKEN spirulina because I was able to resolve my problems, my health conditions that I had been having for years. So for those who have these health conditions, you should eat ELKEN spirulina too. That's it for my sharing. Thank you.